Strap in for a roller coaster of emotions, football's most heart-stopping survival sagas unveiled. From Ronaldo's Ferrari to Messi's Fright, experience the unthinkable. Get ready for a wild ride into the most incredible survival stories of the biggest football stars. These aren't just about close shaves, it's about those heart-stopping times that made us all go, what's going to happen? And how did they even survive that? Remember when Cristiano Ronaldo had that super scary moment? What was the unusual incident that nearly occurred involving Maradona? These stories are way more than just football. Number 10. Dele Alli. Shocking news from the football world. Tottenham Hotspur star Dele Alli faced a terrifying situation in May 2020 when robbers broke into his North London home. There, in his own home with his girlfriend and brother, Ali became a victim of a violent home invasion. Armed with knives, the robbers stormed in, physically attacking Ali and even punched him in the mouth. They looted his place, making off with expensive watches and jewelry. It was a harrowing experience, happening where he should have felt safest. Number 9. Christian Eriksen. A shocking moment in football history. Christian Eriksen, Denmark's star, collapsed on the field during a Euro 2020 match against Finland on June 12, 2021. It was a cardiac arrest. Right there during the game, no warning, no prior injury. The medical team jumped into action, performing CPR and using a defibrillator to bring him back. Their quick thinking saved his life. Eriksen was then rushed to the hospital. The match paused and the world held its breath. But here's the miraculous part. He survived and even had an implanted cardioverter defibrillator fitted to keep his heart steady. Number 8. Plotting the unthinkable. Mangs vs. Ibrahimovic. In the depths of a wild scheme to take down soccer sensation Zlatan Ibrahimovic, convicted killer Peter Mangs unravels the shocking details in his jaw-dropping autobiography. The tale begins with Mangs spotting Ibrahimovic's flashy red Ferrari in an unexpected spot in Malmö, Sweden. Mangs believed the media frenzy surrounding the soccer star's potential shooting would be sensational. The plot thickens as Mangs rushes to grab his gun, only to find the Ferrari and Ibrahimovic vanished upon his return. A close call indeed. What if the plan hadn't crumbled like a cookie? The intrigue deepens into the bizarre world behind Mangs' daring plot. Number 7. Abdelhak Nouri. Back in July 2017, Abdelhak Nouri suddenly collapsed during a game. Now, after almost 3 years, he's miraculously woken up from his coma. It all happened in a tense match against Werder Bremen, where he had this intense heart issue and needed an emergency airlift to a hospital. Tragically, he ended up with severe brain damage and was in a tough spot for ages. But here's the incredible part. After a whopping 2 years, 8 months, and 19 days, Nouri's awake again. He's making fantastic progress, can eat independently, and even gets around in a wheelchair. It's such an astonishing turn of events, and genuinely heart-touching. Number 6. Angel Di Maria. Can you believe what happened to PSG star Angel Di Maria in March 2021? It was during a match against Nantes, and suddenly he had to be taken off the field. Turns out it was because something terrifying was happening at his house. His family was held hostage during a robbery. This is huge news, guys. We're talking about a famous football player, and his family's safety was in danger right in his own home. The game had to stop so he could rush to deal with this nightmare. The whole thing has everyone talking about how big-time athletes like Di Maria aren't safe from these crazy, dangerous situations. It's got people worried about how these stars and their families need better protection, especially at home, where you're supposed to feel safe. And think about the stress this must have put on Di Maria and his family. Number 5. Matteo Silva. Listen up, because you won't believe what happened to soccer star Matteo Silva in 2017. Picture this, he's on vacation, all pumped up for some fun and thinks, why not jump into Lake Tahoe? But boy, he had no idea what he was getting into. The second Silva hits the water, it's like he's in the Arctic. The lake is so freaking cold that he gets hypothermia right away. Imagine feeling your body freeze up like you're turning into an ice statue. It was seriously insane, a real fight to stay alive. This whole thing was like a scene from an action movie, but for real, it's a huge eye-opening reminder of how tricky nature can be. Lake Tahoe might look peaceful, but it's got a super cold and dangerous side. Silva's terrifying experience is a significant heads up for anyone who loves adventure. Always check out the situation before you dive in. You never know, it could be a matter of life or death. Number 4. Raul Jimenez. Have you heard about Wolves striker Raul Jimenez's unbelievable comeback? This is like something out of a movie. Last year he had this terrifying accident on the field, a head clash with Arsenal's David Luiz. It was so bad he fractured his skull. Can you believe it? But get this, Jimenez didn't just suffer a regular injury, he needed emergency surgery because a piece of his skull was causing bleeding in his brain. That's seriously scary stuff. We're talking life and death here. Now for the amazing part, he's back. Jimenez made his return to the field for Wolves on Saturday, and he was wearing this special protective headgear. It's like he's not just a football player now, he's a superhero or something. This guy is 30 years old and shows the world what real strength and determination look like. From a near-death experience to playing professional football again, Raul Jimenez's story is incredible. Number 3. Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres had a terrifying moment during the Atletico Madrid game against Deportivo. Torres, the star striker, got hit in the head and lost consciousness on the field. Can you imagine the tension and worry in that stadium and how relieved everyone must have felt when they saw Torres was okay? He was going for the ball and then, bam, he fell face down in the 85th minute. It was super intense. The medical team rushed out and they had to take him off the field on a stretcher with a neck brace and everything. You could have heard a pin drop in the stadium. It was so quiet. But then, the Deportivo fans started clapping for Torres when they saw he was awake, which was a pretty cool moment. Turns out Torres had a head injury. Atletico Madrid said he's in the hospital in Coruna for the night, just to be safe. He's stable and conscious now, which is excellent news. Number 2, Lionel Messi. Did you know that Lionel Messi and other top Argentine football stars had a super close call? They were just 18 minutes away from a possible disaster. Get this, they were on the same Bolivian La Mia flight that crashed only 2 weeks later. The crash tragically took the lives of 75 people, including players from Brazil's AF Chapecoense football team. Here's the shocking part. Messi and his teammates were in the air for over 4 hours when they were on that flight. And guess what? The plane could only fly for 4 hours and 22 minutes with a full tank. Talk about cutting it close. That happened on November 11th, right after the Argentine team played their World Cup qualifier in Brazil. They were flying back to Buenos Aires. Can you imagine? They were flying on borrowed time and didn't even know it. It's like they narrowly escaped their final whistle. Number 1. Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, a global football icon and one of the wealthiest sports stars, has a fantastic collection of fancy cars. But do you know about the time he crashed his Ferrari? In 2009, when Cristiano Ronaldo was playing his first round with Manchester United, Ronaldo had a massive accident. He was on his way to training, driving his super expensive Ferrari, and boom, he smashed it. It was a big deal, especially for a star like him, always in the spotlight. Imagine one of the world's best footballers in a Ferrari wreck. It was all over the news. And there you have it, from Cristiano Ronaldo's jaw-dropping Ferrari wreck to those heart-pounding near misses that shook the world, we've covered some genuinely sensational ground. But here's something to ponder. Why do even the most skilled football legends find themselves in such nerve-wracking situations off the field? These stories are more than just thrills. They reveal our football icon's human, vulnerable side. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable ride through football history's most dramatic car crash tales. Remember to smash that like button, share this wild journey, and hit subscribe for more astonishing sports stories.